Hello there, my name is Amber. I hope you are enjoying a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to my makeup inventory. I've been on this massive decluttering streak and I really just finally decided it's time to sit down and give you some hard numbers on what I'm working with so that you can see right along with me the visible changes that are going to be happening to my makeup collection within the next couple of months as I continue to pan my Lorac Pro palette. Going into next year, I'm going to keep on panning, doing my pan that palette challenge and panning challenges. So my makeup collection is going to continue to evolve. And I also reorganized everything where it is very functional for me, and because of it, it's going to be that much easier to stick with my imonanobuy. Because I have basically set myself up in a way where I'm not going to bring in any more makeup until I clear out the space that I've allocated for my makeup collection. So I'm in a really good place, and it's just going to be moving stuff out from here. So as far as hard numbers go, let's go on and start with the really fun section that a lot of people are interested in, and that is eyeshadow. As far as my overall larger palettes, I have 31 eyeshadow palettes that are basically condensed down into about 26 because I did have a couple of Z palettes that I was able to downsize multiple palettes into. So technically I have 31 product palettes, but 26 palettes actually physically in my collection. So ideally I want to have between 5 and 7 completely neutral palettes. That is my ultimate goal. Obviously it is going to take me a while to get to that goal, but you know, we're gonna get there. And between that 5 to 7, I ideally want 1 or 2 matte palettes, and then you know, 3 to 4 neutral but shimmery shadows to mix in with the neutral shadows. I like one-stop shop kind of palettes. Then as far as eye quads, I have 25 eye quads. Ideally I want that number to be less than 7 in the coming future. And you know, out of those 7 eye quads that I would keep, I'd want them all to be very colorful shades to match in with the 5 to 7 matte and shimmery neutral eye palettes that I'd ideally like to have. Then as far as eye trios, I have 3. I'm okay with that number. I just like to enjoy them, use them, move them out of my collection. As far as eye duos, I have 12 currently. Once again, just like with the eye quads, I want to have less than 7. I'm saying 5 to 7. Again, make them colorful shades. That way I can use them along with the eye palettes that I ultimately have in my holy grail. And then as far as eyeshadow singles, currently I have 47 eye singles. I would like to have that number down, again, 5 to 7, and I'm very specific in what I want. I want singles that I can use as highlighters, both on my eyes and on my face. I'd want something I could use for my brows. I would want some kind of warm brown transition shade, and then maybe like a cool transition shade to fill in when I run out of those specific shades in the eye palettes. So I'm very purposeful with the way I, you know, want my collection now, especially after panning palettes. So, you know, I won't be veering too far off on the singles, but they would definitely pretty much be all neutral to go with palettes. Then as far as eyeshadow sticks, I currently have 12. I would like to get that down between 3 and 4 eyeshadow stick crayons. One of them would have to be a NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil in milk, and then I would be thinking probably 2 to 3 some type of neutral shades, like the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Moonlight, and I'd probably have a taupey shade and maybe, I don't know, a gray of some kind. Then as far as cream eyeshadows, I have 37 color tattoos and like cream eye bases. Ideally, I want that number down between 5 and 7, and my colors would have to include something like Tough as Taupe. I definitely want a cream base. I would have a couple of colors in there to match with the colorful shades from duos and trios that I would mix in with the Ideal palette collection. And then I'm currently working with 4 cream and gel liners. Ideally, I want to get that down to 2, and I want them both to be MAC fluid lines in Black Track and then whatever the rich dark brown shade is. I would be good to go with just those because I really like to keep my upper lash line very, very neutral. Then as far as pencil liners, I have 22 currently. I want that down about 8 pencils. I would have to have a nude, a purple, a green, a blue, a teal, a brown, a charcoal, and then maybe something, you know, kind of out there and fun, but technically around 8, kind of like a whitish. Because if I got tired of using nude in my waterline, I could always switch to a white. But basically, 8 would be about the max that I'd want in pencil liners. So I've got a little bit of downsizing to do. Then as far as mascara, I currently have 9, 2 are opened, 7 are not. Ideally, I want that down to no more than 3. And in the ideal 3, I'd want, you know, a lash primer and then a volumizing formula and a lengthening formula, because typically I have a hard time finding both lengthening and volumizing in one tube. So 3 would be a good number. Then as far as like powdered liner shadows, I currently have 4. I would like to get them gone and used out of my collection because I can always use eyeshadow, you know, to set liners and all that. So I'm good. Like I can move those out. Then as far as like loose pigments, I have a whole slew of Bare Minerals. I have 55 of those. I know that's a lot. Ideally, I want to use them up and just move them out. You know, I don't want to buy any more loose pigments because they're a hot mess. I really don't enjoy using them, you know, but I do have pretty colors that I don't just want to get rid of because I do enjoy the colors. Then as far as cheeks, I have 34 pans of blush currently. Ideally, I want about 7 or less. And as far as blush, I would have to have some type of peach, a berry, a pink, a nude, some type of fuchsia, and then a coral, and then maybe like 1 or 2 variations therein, like a red, and then maybe like a plum, or straight up purple, like a lavender shade, but somewhere between 7, maybe 10 at the max, but I've got some work to do in that category. And then as far as highlighters, I currently have 13, and ideally I want to get that down to no more than 2 because I can double eyeshadow as highlighting from the Ideal neutral palettes. So as far as highlighters, I'd want something shimmery like a champagne color and then a matte highlight because I really do enjoy mattes. I've learned a lot about myself and liking matte highlighters as far as painting palettes. Then as far as bronzers, I currently have 8. I want to get that down to only 1, and that is strictly for contouring. I don't really like a lot of shimmery bronzers all over my face. Maybe I should put my number as 2 because I do have a couple of shimmery bronzers that I will be panning. Who knows, I might fall in love with them, but definitely no more than 2 because basically I use bronzer strictly for contouring. Then as far as my face, I currently have 7 liquid foundations. I want that no more than 2 in my Ideal collection. I'd want 1 matte foundation, something like the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation or the L'Oreal Infallible Matte foundation, and then some type of CC cream. Like I really love the IT Cosmetics CC cream, so no more than 2. As far as setting powders, I currently have 1 full size in the NARS translucent crystal setting powder, and then I have a sample of the Tarte Amazonian Clay smooth operating powder. I ideally want 2. I want 1 translucent and 1 skin tone. It doesn't matter if they are loose or pressed, but no more than 2. As far as face primers, I currently have 4. Ideally, I want only 2 in my future collection. I want my Monostat Chafing Relief Powder Gel for my drugstore, and then 1 high-end face primer. And then as far as concealer, All right, and as far as concealers, I currently have 10. I ideally want to get that number down to 2, and that would have to include my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles in the brightening shade to conceal my under eyes under my frames, and then some type of skin tone concealer if I have to deal with blemishes and my matte foundation is not doing it for me. And then as far as lips, this is a fun category. I currently have 8 liquid lipsticks, kind of lip stain formulations. I don't really have a set number of what I'd want ideally for that. Let's just say 5 to 7, because I do like the products that I have. I'm not just itching to move them out. I want to enjoy them and use them, but I don't really have a number kind of set in my mind of what I want. So it's okay for right now. As far as lip glosses, I currently have 10. I want no more than 2 in my ideal collection. I am not a lip gloss fan at all. I realize there are times and occasions where I want one, especially if I have a really drying matte lipstick, like the Kat Von D lipsticks I own. They're crazy dry. I do need to wear gloss with those. So ideally, I put my number at 2. I want 1 nude and 1 pink that I could literally pop over any lipstick just in the center of my lips and be good to go. But other than that, I'm not buying glosses anymore. I don't want to accumulate anymore because I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. And if I do wear them, I only wear them in the center of my lips. Then as far as lip crayons, I currently have 29. Ideally, I want no more than 7. And all of them I would like to be in very bright, punchy colors because typically lip crayons are things I like to wear in the spring and summer. So definitely I'd want corals, reds, bright hot pink, some type of bright plum shade. Just I want all in your face, very punchy colors to get that kind of popsicle, juicy, bright, just gorgeous lip. So definitely spring and summer products for me. And then as far as lip liners, I currently have 3. I'm good with that. I have a clear lip liner. I have a deep wine berry color from Urban Decay and Venom, and then I've got like a neutral lip liner. I'm okay with it because I can pretty much use the clear for anything. And then as far as lipsticks, I currently have 85. That's a lot considering I created a big old bag yesterday of things that I have decluttered and destashed, so don't worry, that video is coming too. But in my ideal makeup collection, I'd probably need to have between 10 and 20 shades because I would need, all the shade ranges from nude to bright. And then, within that range, I would want matte formulations and cream formulations because, I wear everything under the sun. I love reds, I love berries, I love wines and deep vampy colors. I do like my nudes and I like my oranges and things like that. So I need some room to wiggle a little bit without constantly having dupes over and over, because that's something I realized about myself yesterday is I have a lot of lipstick and I have a lot of variety in shade range, but I kept realizing that I had dupes over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm done with that. I want to get it down to about 10, no more than about 20 shades of lipstick, and I think I'd be good to go. So that is it. That is my makeup inventory, my ideal numbers of where I want to go in the future. Be on the lookout. I'm going to be posting my seasonal vanity tour so you can see what I'm currently working with. And I will also be doing a full makeup collection video. So for those of you that have been curious for months and months now, this is going to be your chance to really see what I have. I need the accountability right now to really keep me on my imonanobuy and be successful for the next about 5-6 months before we get to the end of 2015. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I will be seeing you very, very soon. Bye.